This is the homework for 240, 241, 242, 243, and 244. In problem 240, you need to state the slope and the y-intercept for each line. So here we have y equals 5/3 x minus 4. In slope-intercept form, you have y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So the slope for this equation is 5/3. The y-intercept is -4, or as an ordered pair, 0, -4. Problem B, y equals -4/7 x plus 3. The slope is -4/7. The y-intercept is +3. For C, we have y equals -5. If I write slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, the m is the slope. Well, we don't have the slope. It's not given. So we can put a placeholder there of 0. We have 0 slope. And the b is -5, the y-intercept. So the slope is 0, and the b, the y-intercept, is -5. Problem 241. Without graphing, calculate the slope of each line described below. So we have a line that goes through the points 4, 1 and 2, 5. So we can use the slope formula to calculate the slope. And remember, slope is delta y over delta x, the change of y, and divided over the change of x's. So here we have x1 and y1, x2 and y2. It doesn't matter which one I designate, the x1, y1 and x2, y2. I could have called this x2, y2 and x1, y1. Now, since this is my y2, I have here y2. So y2 equals 5. And I'm going to subtract from that y1. Well, y1 is 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Now my x2 value is 2, and I'm subtracting from that a +4. 2 minus 4 is -2. 4 divided by -2 equals -2. So my slope equals -2. Problem 41b, I have a line that goes through the origin and 10, 5. Well, the origin is at 0, 0. And we have 10, 5. So we're going to use the slope formula again. Difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. y2 is 5 minus 0. x2 minus x1, so that's 10 minus 0. So we have 5/10, which simplifies to 1/2. So the slope equals 1/2, or 5/10. For 41c, a vertical line goes through the point 6, -5. So here we have 6, -5, and we have a vertical line that goes through it. So we need to find the slope. Well, here, from this point, I can choose any 2 points, but if I were just to do the rise, remember slope is rise over run. If I were to choose the rise, it goes infinitely. And my run, there is no run. So that leaves me with infinity or infinite over 0. I can't have something of nothing. So the slope is undefined. Another way to look at it is here, if I choose another point on this line, here I have 2 outputs for the same input. Well, you know that that's also undefined because you can't have 2 outputs for the same input. Problem 241d, a line goes through the points 1, 6 and 10, 6. Well, we're going to use the slope formula again, the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. We have 6 minus 6 And 10 minus 1, 10 minus 1 is 9, 6 minus 6 is 0. Well, 0 divided by 9 is 0, so the slope equals 0. For problem 242, we need to find which numbers are correctly written in scientific notation, and for those that are not, you need to rewrite them correctly. Well, remember, in scientific notation, you have a multiplied by 10 to the nth power. And a has to be greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. Well, here's our a term. It's greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10, multiplied by 10 to the negative second power. That is in scientific notation. So that one's correct. 42b, our a term is not greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. This is less than 1. So this is not in scientific notation. So we need to increase this term by multiplying it by 10. That moves the decimal place one place to the right. Well, if we increase this by 1, we have to decrease the exponent by 1 by dividing it by the power of 10. So this becomes 7 and 89/100. 5 minus 1 is 4. Now our a term is greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. (42c). Our a term is not greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. This is greater than 10. So we're going to have to decrease this by 1 place value, divide it by 10, and then this, our exponent, we're going to have to multiply it by a power of 10. So this becomes 3 and 15/100. 2 plus 1 is 3. So remember, if you're going to decrease this value, what you're multiplying it by has to increase. So we're making this value smaller, so you have to increase this value. 42d, 3 and 8/1000. That is, that term is greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. So this is in scientific notation. For 243, based on the information in the graph, how many tiles are being added each time? That is, what is the slope of the line? So if I look at the graph here, it's important to pay attention to the scaling, because the number of tiles is being it's scaled at 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So that's going by 2s. But the figure number is going by 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have rise over run for the slope. There's a rise of 4 tiles for every one figure number. So 4 tiles are being added to each figure number. 43b, how many tiles are in figure 0? So here are the figure numbers. We go up, that would be the y-intercept. And then for figure 0, going by 2s, 10, 12, 14, 16. So there are 16 tiles in figure 0. Problem 43c, write the equation for the tile pattern. So we have the y-intercept, and remember the equation for a line is y equals mx plus b. So the b is the y-intercept. So we have that at 10, 12, 14, 16. So we know it's going to be a positive 16. And the slope, the m, is the rise over run. Rise 4, run 1. So the slope is 4. So the equation is y equals 4x plus 16. For part D, how would the line change if the pattern grew by 12 tiles? Well, that would give us an equation of y equals 12x plus 16. So still the same y-intercept, but it's growing 12 tiles for every figure number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 for each figure number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 for each figure number. So you can see that the greater this value, the value of slope, the steeper the line is going to be.